timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! Curry sidestep, three-pointer. It's good. Steph Curry from downtown.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a few days, but the NBA Finals are over. We have found out who is going to win the Finals this year, the Golden State Warriors. I'm a few days late on this, and that's why this video isn't about their Finals game or their run as a whole, but I'm going to be talking about Steph Curry more specifically because that seems to be the bigger topic that's been going around the league and around, NBA fans the last couple of days since they won the championship. Now, we have had a few discussions before on this channel about where Steph Curry ranks, and obviously this series is going to put him a little bit higher than where he's at. I mean, the dude averaged 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists across the finals, and shot 44% from 3, where he had a game where he shot 0 for 9 and only scored 16 points. I mean, that just shows crazy efficiency on Steph's part, and honestly, it doesn't even surprise me that he did something like that because he's always been a super efficient shooter. Sure, he has his slumps, he has his moments where he looks like a bad three-point shooter just because of how much he shoots them. He's going to have bad games like every other shooter has. I mean, Kyle Korver had some, Klay Thompson has had plenty of those since coming back from his injury, but now he has finally won a championship where we can say he's definitely the best player on his team. Now, I'll say two of their MVP or finals wins with Golden State. The first one back in 2015, and this one is where Steph was solid, completely, undoubtedly the best player on those teams. Then we kind of get into murky territory there where Kevin Durant comes to Golden State, and it could be definitely argued that Steph was better and Steph was the reason Kevin Durant dominated so much because he had so much traction and gravity on the defenders because of how great of a shooter he is. But in my opinion, those two seasons where they won and the one where they lost to Toronto when Kevin Durant went down, KD was definitely the best player on those teams. Definitely the best scorer, I'll say the least, at least all-around scorer. So that's why I would kind of put him a little bit lower on those two finals things. But still, in the 2019 finals, where they lost to the Raptors, he still averaged 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. So very similar statistics and averages with and without Kevin Durant. So he really came up and he proved himself today. As we all know, he finally got that Finals MVP trophy. He struggled to get that so many years there. Lost 2 of them to KD. Lost the first one to Andre Iguodala. I don't know how many of you guys remember that, but that's just crazy to say that Steph Curry lost the Finals MVP to Andre Iguodala. And it's just crazy because NBA.com has a statistic. He is, they like to pick and choose, cherry pick their stats sometimes. First player to average 35 and 5 and make 5 3-pointers a game in the NBA Finals. I mean, that's just crazy efficiency there, just considering how high he shot from three-point land. I mean, there's nobody else that's been able to do that. We saw it in a couple of those games where they lost, the 2 games they lost. Whenever Curry was off the court, they couldn't do anything. Klay Thompson just isn't the same player he was. His defense isn't there anymore. His offense is still, it's there to an extent. He's not as electric as he used to be. I feel like the shooting is not as consistent as it used to be. And I mean, I guess you could blame that on all the leg injuries as well. I mean, those things have to mess with your mind and your mental capacity. So that's probably why Klay struggled or seemed to struggle as much as he did. We saw Jordan Poole struggle, a guy that I talked about in another video. I just don't think he was ready for this situation to be on a big stage like this. I think next time, if they make it this far, he will be ready, but this year his nerves got the best of him and he struggled to stay consistent. He struggled to find his place in the rotation. Gary Payton II came back from injury. He played well across the series. He had a pretty good impact. Obviously, he's not the most prolific offensive player, but other than that, I mean, Draymond's never been an offensive threat. Andrew Wiggins is really the only other one that gave Steph Curry consistent support, and he's the only guy that some people thought maybe deserved the Finals MVP after that 16-point game where Steph Curry could not get anything going. Andrew Wiggins came from nowhere, and he single-handedly carried the Warriors to that win in Game 5, and that's what obviously led to the win in Game 6 where they went forward, or where they were up 3-2 in the series and had a chance to eliminate them right then and there. Without Andrew Wiggins in that Game 5, I think the Warriors lose that game, and we might be talking about the Celtics in this video. I don't know. But anyways, all of that said leads to, where do you now rank Steph Curry historically or with point guards. Obviously, you've got the greatest point guard of all time in most people's minds in Magic Johnson. Do you put Steph above MJ? Not MJ, that's Michael Jordan. Do you put Steph above Magic Johnson in the rankings? That is the real question we're trying to look at here. As we see on Basketball Reference, 8-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, 2015-2016 steal champion, 4-time NBA champion. So he is tied with LeBron now for championships in his career. 8-time All-NBA first team, I believe, 2009-10 All-Rookie team, 2-time MVP, 1-time unanimous MVP, NBA 75th anniversary team. So obviously he's already in the top 75. We know that. He's the greatest three-point shooter of all time. 2021-22 All-Star MVP. Obviously this year he won the Western Conference MVP trophy. That's the first time they introduced something like that. I believe Jason Tatum won the Eastern Conference trophy over there in the Eastern side of things. So that's the first time they implemented that. And obviously, last but not least, the 2021-2022 Finals MVP trophy going to Stephen Wardell Curry. And his further career, or for the season, 25 points, 5 rebounds a game, 6.3 assists. He shot 43% from the field, 38% from three. So not his most efficient year overall. Career-wise, 826 games, 24 points, 4.6 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 47% from the field, and 42% from three. He's 90% from the free throw line, and efficiency field goal percentage is 58%. Now the real question is, do you rank Steph Curry over Magic Johnson? Now the big question you have to go at this at is, how do you rank Magic Johnson's career, or how do you see his winnings and his finals that he got throughout his career? Now, a lot of his championships came from being with Kareem, having a great team around him. Do you think Steph Curry, the reason they won these two of his 4 championships is because he's the best player on the team, or did he have enough support around him to actually offset any mistakes he made? I mean, if you're playing with a great guy, all-time great like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you have plenty of room for error. You have an opportunity to play with a guy that can single-handedly win you a championship, in my opinion, and a guy that, in my opinion, is one of the greatest centers of all time. I think most people would agree with that. And Steph Curry never really had that besides the 2 years with Kevin Durant. And I'm not even really going to look at those years, because then, you have to take into account the actual same situation. So if we go and find Magic Johnson's statistics for his career, we might be able to get a more clear picture of whether or how close they were as far as statistically and as far as players overall go. Basketball Reference is a great website. For his career, though, Magic Johnson was 19.5 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 11.5 assists. He shot 52% from three, 52% from the field, but only 30% from three, 84% from the free throw line, and 53.3% field goal efficiency. Obviously not quite as efficient as Steph Curry is in his career, but the game has changed. He was not as reliant definitely on the three-point shot as Steph has been across his career, and that's a big reason why his three-point percentage is down so much when compared to Steph's, because he didn't really need to shoot them. Obviously, the first overall pick in 1979, Magic Johnson has a historic career. Hall of Fame, 12-time All-Star, 4-time assist champ, 2-time steal champ, 5-time NBA champion. So Steph's still got to get one more of those to tie Magic Johnson, which I believe he can do before his career's over. Definitely, there's still an opportunity for them there. 10-time All-NBA, All-Rookie team, 3-time Finals MVP. So Steph's only got one of those, and Magic Johnson has 3 of them. 3-time MVP as a league, 2-time All-Star MVP, and he also made the the NBA 75th anniversary team. So they're both up there. And in my opinion, with this win in this past Finals series, Steph Curry definitely moves into the top 10. I would put him around that 8 to 10 range. Magic Johnson, as we read off his accomplishments, just is not as low as a lot of people think he is. I mean, a 5-time NBA champion, 10-time All-Star, 3-time Finals MVP. So he ended up statistically being the better player on his team for 3 of those 5 championships. That's what really, or at least having the bigger impact, that's what really puts Magic Johnson over the hump, in my opinion. And that's why I would not rank Steph Curry just there yet. But that's not to say that this video was pointless, because I think if they win next year or the year after and Steph has another Finals MVP, definitely puts him in the conversation there, and that might just move him over Magic Johnson, in my opinion. Now, I'm not the biggest Steph fan, but I'm not a Steph hater either. So I think this is a good unbiased way to look at it. I think Magic Johnson, just as of right now, has accomplished obviously more than Steph was able to across his career. But Steph still has a lot of time left in his tank. Do you guys think he'll be able to pass him, or has he already passed him in your minds? Interested to hear the rest of your guys' thoughts, because a lot of people are kind of on, there's no in between on this argument. It's either you think he's passed him or you think he hasn't really. And there's a lot of people on both sides arguing on both sides that Steph Curry might be a top 5 player in the NBA history. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's true. I don't think he has passed Magic Johnson yet, but he still has an opportunity to. He's got a lot of time left in his career. Just let me know how you guys feel about this. Do you think he has passed him? That's all I want to know. Comment that down below if you do. Whatever you guys want to comment about on this argument, I'm interested to hear all of your thoughts and opinions. Thank you guys for watching this. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.